Hi, this is Ken, and welcome back to my channel. As you know, the jury came back not guilty, acquitting Daniel Penny of the death of Jordan Neely on the New York City subway train back on May 1st of 2023. And looks like Alvin Bragg was caught with his pants down on this one. He thought for sure he got Daniel Penny on something, but apparently he misread the room. So let's see what's going on. This is from Fox. It says Alvin Bragg's most surprised by Daniel Penny's acquittal, say legal scholar. Not how he planned this. So this is he was trying to do something here to try to get him on a lesser charge, since he thought he couldn't get him on the first one. He thought he would get him on the second one, but he didn't get him on neither one. So Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is likely the person most surprised by the ex-Marine Daniel Penny's not guilty verdict. George Washington law professor Jonathan Turley told Fox News shortly after the jury's decision. The acquittal is not entirely expected because this is not obviously how the District Attorney Bragg had planned this. The constitutional scholar said Monday on the Faulkner Focus. The way the case was going was along the sort of design that Bragg had to force a compromise verdict. When the jury deadlocked over the more serious crime, the judge went ahead and allowed them to consider the lesser offense. This is basically what Bragg had hoped, that if he could not get a conviction on the most serious charge, the crime, which was unlikely, they would come back and compromise and convict him on the lesser offense, which still carries a potential penalty of 4 years. So I think that the most surprised person in the room may have been Alvin Bragg, because you have a jury that apparently couldn't agree on the most serious offense, but then they come back and they say, well, we do agree that he's not guilty on the lesser offense. So it's not exactly how this was supposed to play out in his view. Penny was acquitted of the lesser charge of criminal negligent homicide in the chokehold death case, days after two failed attempts to reach a unanimous verdict on the most serious second-degree manslaughter charge led to Judge Maxwell Worley to grant the prosecution motion to dismiss it on Friday. Many legal experts speculate that the move set the stage for a conviction on a lesser charge, amplifying the shock that came with the jury's decision. Critics who insist charge should have never been brought against Penny speculated Bragg's action was politically motivated. Gee, how could you come up with such an idea like that? Oh yeah, Trump. Now it's going to be difficult for Alvin Bragg is that he was always had the ability to try to bring another case for the most serious offense, but I think it would be very difficult now because you had a jury that just say we don't think he's guilty of the lesser offense, and the standard for criminal negligence is vanishing light in the view of many criminal defense attorneys. It doesn't take a whole lot. Turley's continue. So if he couldn't convict on that, it would be practically outrageous for him to try any further prosecution. I don't expect that. Penny was accused of both charges after Neely, or Jordan Neely, 30 years old man, homeless man, with schizophrenia, barged into a New York City subway train, shouting death threats while high on type of synthetic marijuana known as K2. And we had people on K2 do a lot of wild and crazy stuff with it, even getting themselves killed with it. So this is not a surprise. It's he was like this, but he had other factors as well. So Neely's father, who was present at the courtroom when the verdict was read, was escorted out of the courtroom after allegedly snapping. Yeah, he lost his son, and he lost the verdict. What do you expect him to do, jump for joy? Black Lives Matter activists are now threatening to protest the outcome of the trial. I would suggest you all shut up, go home, get lost, don't come back, and we don't want to hear from you ever again, unless you want to sit in a nice prison, because that's where you belong. You done enough problems for the city of New York the last 4 years. Enough is enough of your bull crap. I don't give a crap. You make the subways unsafe. You make the streets in New York unsafe. You make everybody's life a living hell. You collect money for what? So that some of you folks get inside make mansions, McDonald's mansions and all that bullshit? No. Enough is enough of this shit. We're tired of your shit. We don't care about your shit. We don't want any more of your shit. And we want you to go shit on yourself somewhere else where you can shit on yourself. We had enough. Shit is shit. And that's what you are. Shit. Now, in the case of Jordan Neely, who was arrested 42 times, I mean, Alvin Bragg's had to realize, yo, this guy keeps coming back and back. We got to get him some help so he doesn't keep coming here. He didn't do that either. Now, I can't say about the family because I'm not sure what they did or didn't do. I can only comment about Alvin Bragg's. What he didn't do didn't help this man at all. 42 times. All he did was help him get out of jail. Faster than get out of jail card in Monopoly. So this means we need to get rid of Alvin Bragg. He is no good. He is a waste of taxpayers' money. He is scum. He is a lowlife. He's like an empire penguin looking for his next fish meal in either the North or South Pole, because that's all he's good for. But he's good for letting criminals off the hook all the time. But when innocent people try to defend themselves, and it's happened already, not just with Donald J. Trump, you had the bodega worker who's trying to defend himself by a lunatic upset over a bag of chips being taken away from his daughter, and they have him in Rikers Island for no good reason. And then you did that with Trump, and now you did with Daniel Penny. Enough is enough. This man needs to be removed from office as soon as possible. And if Kathy Hochul doesn't want to remove him, the voters need to remove him. People need to get together like they did with that congressman in the Bronx and kick him out of office, primary him out, or get somebody strong enough to kick him in November out. Either way, crime needs to stop. He needs to go somewhere else. Maybe he needs to go to a nut house somewhere far, far away from New York City where he can't do any more damage. So this is Outcast saying so long for now. Don't forget your stop. And I don't care about your feelings. Feelings, whoa, feelings. So, you lost. Alvin Bragg, you lost. BLM, you lost. Neely family, you lost. All the supporters of Neely, you lost. And you got nobody to blame but Alvin Bragg trying to play fast and loose with the law, and he got burned. What a shame. Bye-bye, Braggs. See you on the unemployment line. Hopefully soon, jerk.